Good morning.
Good morning.
Come on, you all. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to welcome you all to the launch of the New Jersey Reparations Council. I want to thank Mayor Kaba for hosting us and sharing this space with us on this day, Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day. I thank you for joining us at this hallowed space here in Perth Amboy. As you all know, one of the major ports into which enslaved Black people entered New Jersey. Today on Juneteenth, we honor the millions of Black people who died during the Middle Passage after they were stolen from Africa, chained and tightly packed into dark, filthy, stifling hot cargo holds, where they were subjected to unimaginable abuse, dehydration, malnutrition, and disease. And with sober minds and heavy hearts, we honor the thousands of Black people who survived those month-long trips across the Atlantic Ocean, only to arrive here in New Jersey to be sold into a system of slavery that endured for more than 200 years. A system of slavery that extracted free Black labor from enslaved people that helped to build New Jersey into the most prosperous state in the country today. New Jersey's commitment to slavery was so profound that historian Elaine Buck called it the slave state of the North. By 1830, over 2/3 of all enslaved people in the North were held captive here in New Jersey. And when New Jersey finally became the last northern state to end slavery, it developed its own form of sharecropping. We called it cottaging. This system continued into the 20th century through widespread use of racially restrictive covenants, Jim Crow segregation in the North, the denial of home ownership opportunities through the GI Bill for Black World War II veterans, exclusionary zoning and lending practices, and redlining, each preventing, among other things, Black home ownership and connection to wealth. But why, Ryan, why Senator Booker, why Mayor Baraka, does this matter today on Juneteenth in 2023? It matters not only because we must never forget, but also because we can draw a direct line from our shameful history to the racial disparities that Black people in New Jersey face. Some of the worst in America, in every direction, in wealth, in health, in education, incarceration, and segregation. Our history is why New Jersey is a modern day version of Dr. King's Two Americas. In white New Jersey, for example, the median household wealth is $322,500, but it's just $17,700 in Black New Jersey, a more than $300,000 racial wealth gap. These two New Jerseys were designed at our founding when each white settling family was given 150 acres of land and an additional 150 acres of land for each enslaved Black person they brought with them. And although slavery shaped every aspect of modern New Jersey, not you all, but too many people, not you all, believe it never happened here, and that racial inequality is not a New Jersey problem, but New Jersey's original sin of slavery and its lasting stain tell a vastly different story. That's why we are not afraid to say the word reparations. That's why we are not afraid to say the word reparations. That's why we are not afraid to say the word reparations. And that's why today we are convening the first of its kind New Jersey Reparations Council, because we are not afraid to say the word reparations. Co-chaired by Khalil Gibran Muhammad and Tajania Henderson and comprised of local, state, and national experts, the council will finally confront and work to repair the harm from New Jersey's deep and often overlooked institution of slavery and its enduring impact on the contemporary life of Black people in our state. Because these inequalities, these inequities are reinforced by generations of policy design, not individual behaviors. They must be repaired by design. The council will not only propose bold strategic policies to repair the enduring harm to Black people from slavery, but it will also answer this foundational question, and that is, what kind of reparative system does New Jersey need to build and invest in for Black people here to finally be free? Free to thrive, free to win, free to be connected to the very best things that New Jersey has to offer. Free to finally thrive, free to win. And as we begin this substantial undertaking, we know there are plenty of questions, including what will reparations in New Jersey look like and for whom? As conveners, we are not predetermining the council's conclusions. Our affirmative vision is that the council will think boldly and imaginatively and propose solutions that will both compensate the descendants of enslaved Black people and their communities for lost wages and address structural racism at its core through reparative policies and investments that are commensurate and proportional to the enduring harm from slavery. On Juneteenth 2025, this council will produce a report that will draw direct connections between New Jersey's history and its present and propose comprehensive policy recommendations that will, on their own, serve as a blueprint for how New Jersey can finally address reparations, and importantly, also act as a vast resource to the reparations task force that New Jersey itself will ultimately create, thanks in large part to the advocacy of our faith partners who are saying the word reparations. As we look ahead and think about this work and where we are today, this undertaking is both thrilling and daunting, but we know that the only way forward to building a new New Jersey is through. I'm convinced that every movement for racial justice requires fierce and independent advocates to lift their voices when others don't or won't. And I'm also convinced that the New Jersey Reparations Council, building on a decades-long fight for reparations in the state, will help to move the issue of reparations from an unsafe, unpalatable, and impossible conversation to inevitable conventional wisdom. And so I thank you all for standing with us today on the launch of the New Jersey Reparations Council. God bless you and happy Juneteenth. And